This is new for you this morning. Some students at the University of Buffalo are going to see an extra $1,000 tacked onto their bills this year, and it all has to do with a small clause in their housing contracts. I-Team Chief Investigator Charlie Specht is digging for answers this morning from university officials on why international students in particular are now being charged for staying in Buffalo for the holidays.
Peter Ferrugia is a law student who lives at the University at Buffalo North Campus. Like a lawyer going through a contract, Ferrugia came across the fine print in a housing agreement that on-campus students signed in July, one that will cost them thousands of dollars.
We were just kind of forced into this situation, and there was really no other option.
Roughly 1 in every 5 UB students is international, and many stay in their on-campus dorms and apartments over the winter break. Ferrugia says in the past, students only had to notify housing officials, and there was no extra cost involved. But this year, UB has announced new plans to charge students a nightly rate to stay in their apartments over winter break. This could cost the students thousands of dollars or leave some of them without a place to stay during a global pandemic.
It's kind of convoluted, but they're charging it as a nightly fee, almost like a hotel rate.
Those nightly rates range from $42 a night for residence halls to $49 for apartments. That means students like Ferrugia, who stay from Thanksgiving to January, will incur additional housing costs of $2,000.
The right thing to do, the fair thing to do here would be to not burden students with this nightly fee, and just have them continue being able to live in their on-campus apartments.
Rena Hernandez is the president of student government for UB's law school. She's from Long Island and says she wants to stay in her apartment rather than travel downstate where COVID-19 rates have been higher.
This this nightly fee, is making that a very tough decision to make right now.
In a statement, a UB spokesman said the university gave students, quote, enough time to make decisions about living arrangements during breaks, pointing to an email that went out on July 24th. He said the information was also published in July on the UB website and was included in the contract students signed. In an email to students last month, UB President Satish Tripathi wrote that UB is facing a 25% cut in state funding, a loss of between $30 and $40 million. He also referenced a, quote, drastically reduced occupancy in on-campus student housing during the spring 2020 semester, when we issued $27 million in refunds to students because of the pandemic.
And Charlie joins us now live for us this morning. And Charlie, we saw in that one student's case, it could be up to $2,000 for that time period that he has to stay until winter break is over. But it seems like international students primarily are put in a tough spot. So is there any state aid perhaps that could help them out?
Ed, we haven't heard back from Governor Andrew Cuomo's office, but already UB spokespeople are pushing back here on the idea that this is a hidden fee. They say this was very much part of the contract. It was actually an addendum onto the contract, and that an email went out to students. However, when we speak with those students at the apartments, many of them were not aware of this at all. So they can apply for emergency funding here, but they have to get on it quick. We're only a few weeks, of course, from Thanksgiving.
Charlie Specht for us this morning. Charlie, we certainly appreciate your work, and we'll have this available for you on WKBW.com. Katie?